So I thought I'd show you an example of a type of problem that I recently saw a student get wrong. Now, if you've already looked at this equation here, you'll know that this isn't the right answer. But how would you arrive at this answer? You might arrive at this answer if you use PEMDAS to figure out your order of operations, because you notice in PEMDAS, M comes before D, so we should do multiplication before we do division. And if you do multiplication before division, in this case, you get this answer. You do this first, because M comes before D in PEMDAS. Note, we are just following what we were told. We were told that PEMDAS gives us the order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Right? So we do multiplication before division. That's the order. Okay? If we do that, we get 18 on 6, which is 3, plus 8 is 11. Note that it should be this first. It should be this first. And if we do that, what do we get? 18 on 3 is 6, times 2 is 12, plus 8. The correct answer is 20. The correct answer is completely different from this wrong answer, but this wrong answer is what we get when we use the tool that we were taught to use to figure out how to do it. Why? And a student that will repeatedly just continue using this tool that he was taught, eventually, something's going to happen. They're going to get in trouble with school. They're failing their classes. They're going to have to go to tutoring. This is going to cost, time, effort, money, mental health. Why? And all along, we're going to say that the teacher is not at fault. The curriculum is not at fault. It's not that. It's certainly just the student isn't understanding. The student isn't applying themselves. The student isn't working hard enough. The student isn't trying. The student has a learning disability. Are you kidding me? So, for a lot of years, I have taught and or tutored math to many people. If dyscalculia was a thing, if that was a real thing that happened, that people had, as a math tutor, as the person who is brought the students that struggle the most with math, I should see those students that have dyscalculia. I have never met one. I've never met a single person with dyscalculia. I have met a few who were diagnosed with it. I have met a few who were suspected of having it. But you know what I did? I do this to every student that I talk to. I show them that PEMDAS doesn't work. I show them that what they've been told about how exponents work is nonsense. I show them this sort of thing. And I explain to them how things actually work, and suddenly their learning disability vanishes. Isn't that funny? Here's another one. So, this concept. So, okay, say we have a linear equation, y equals mx plus b. And if you want to write that some other way, okay. But you know what? If that other way isn't this, fuck you. Because that's the only other way that is standard. Truly. Because that's the calculus way. Okay, maybe we can change this to this. Anyway, why do we have so many formal ways of just writing that equation? But also, what is this called? This part right here. Is it, sometimes we just call it M. Sometimes we call it rise over run. Sometimes we call it the slope. Sometimes we call it the derivative. Sometimes we call it the rate. British people apparently call it the gradient, even though that's actually a different thing. Why? We also just call it dy dx. Or it could be delta y. On delta x. Or it might also just be the quantity y naught minus y1 over x naught minus x1. Okay, these are all the same thing, but why do I have to learn an entire dictionary worth of terms for one fucking concept? Why is that valuable? Also, there's another word for this. There's another basic word for this. It comes from trigonometry. You might know it as the tangent. And you may never have even thought of that way, but it's sine over cosine. So that's what that is. Why? Why do we have so many words for this? This is hazing. You're hazing the math students. And then you wonder why they don't all love you. Why? What is wrong with you? Stop. Stop this. This is bullshit. This is abuse. Stop.